Hey everyone, welcome into the KSL Stream Center. I'm Shara Park. We're going to get right into it, bring in Matt Johnson. It's been a minute since we've been here in the KSL Stream Center. I apologize, been on vacation, but wanted to get in here today with Matt Johnson to talk about a potential danger we have brewing down in southern Utah. Of course, we've had these wildfires, Matt Johnson, that have popped up all over our state. They have consumed so many acres at this point. Resources are stretched all over the place. But now, as we have been wanting the moisture to come in to help with these fires, it also brings an additional threat with it that we need to let folks know about. So walk us through, because as we were talking this morning, when I hear flash flood, burn scar, I get worried because I've seen what it can do with just a little bit of rain that comes down. So walk us through what's happening out there right now.
Yeah, so, we've had a hot, dry start to summer, and that's helped cause a couple of fires, whether that was human-caused or by lightning. In fact, some of our biggest fires burning right now have been lightning-caused. The Monroe, of course, was human-caused, but now we're starting to transition into monsoon season, or the heart of it. That's typically late July through August, and it ends in early September. And when we start bringing in that deeper tap of subtropical moisture, the thunderstorms can really produce in the way of rain. And when you've got, of course, as we well know, burn scars, dry washes, slot canyons, there's nowhere for that water to be absorbed. And so it just runs off the top. And, flash flooding is definitely going to be top of mind with these central and southern Utah thunderstorms that are moving in.
Okay, I'm going to put your map up for you here. I asked you to kind of break it down in terms of where the moisture is coming, the areas that you're most focused on right now. So I'm going to put that up full for you and walk folks through the areas specifically you're most concerned about.
Yeah, so mainly central and southern Utah. You'll notice a high pressure system there near New Mexico and a low off the Baja. They're both circulating in such a way that it's drawing up that subtropical moisture into Arizona, California, southern Nevada, and southern Utah. Doesn't mean northern Utah can't get some storms out of this, but I think those heavier, the wetting thunderstorms, those wetting rains will likely be down in central and southern Utah. So I'd say about the cutoff is probably the Sanpete Valley is where most of that deep subtropical moisture is really going to get cut off. And then, of course, the landscape just doesn't support heavy rain, or can't even take the heavy rain down in southern Utah anyways, because there's just not a lot of vegetation, right? You get a lot of red rock down there. And so that's kind of the area that we're going to be watching for the next 3 afternoons. So through Saturday, we're going to have afternoon threats for thunderstorms that could produce some flash flooding down there.
Okay. I heard you talk about it today on KSL Today. You often talk about virga. Here in Utah, when we get into this time of year, sometimes that rain doesn't actually make it to the valley floor.
Yeah.
Other areas of the state, are we thinking that's what we're going to see?
Yeah, and it may even be what we call mixed thunderstorms. And so that'd be more northern Utah, right? If we get some thunderstorms going up here, there's just so much dry air in place. You might get some rain out of it, but you're also going to get some wind out of it. But when the column of the atmosphere from top to bottom is saturated with water vapor, you get less wind with these guys, and that's going to be southern Utah. So
Okay.
yes, still a chance for some of those microburst winds across northern Utah. But southern Utah, I think you're going to get more of that kind of drenching pockets of heavier rain are going to be possible.
Enough that we could see some flash flooding? I mean, really enough to produce a risk here that people could be in danger?
In southern Utah, yeah.
Really?
I definitely think there could be the ingredients are there in the atmosphere for us to get thunderstorms that are heavy enough to produce flash flooding. Now, whether these storms pop up and rain on top of the right spots to cause that, that's almost like playing Russian roulette, right? It just depends, but the chance is going to be there, yeah, for the next 3 afternoons. So it's something definitely to keep an eye to the sky for. I would definitely stay out of those slot canyons, especially in the afternoon when these storms are going to be firing.
Okay, we cannot repeat that enough. The next 3 afternoons, the potential for these showers to come down. And we know, Matt, we have had these fatalities in the past where a shower could come down 5-10 miles away, and it produce a flash flood somewhere you don't even expect it. So folks have really got to be paying attention to our weather within a very large region if you plan on being out and recreating in southern Utah right now. I can't emphasize that enough. I want to point out, we're looking at video from Chopper 5 here. This is just recent video in the last 48 hours from the Monroe fire. The Monroe Canyon fire has grown to nearly 9,000 acres burned, remains 0% contained today. We did have a meeting that was held last night with hundreds of community members. Officials confirmed several cabins and homes are still being threatened by this fire. 2 cabins have burned by this one. Fire officials say they expect an additional push of resources with 200 more staff members on their way today into tomorrow. In the next few days, the focus will shift from protecting homes to setting up those containment lines. Again, building those lines, cutting down those trees, trying to get some sort of, a line around this fire to keep it within a burning area. We also know that the fire was human caused. Officials had one lead on who started it, but have now ruled that lead out. So now they're asking for the public to call with any tips on who may have started this. But that's really frustrating to hear that this one was human caused when you look at how this fire is burning, and it continues to burn with no containment on that. Also, wanted to mention, Matt, we've got crews fighting another wildland fire on BLM land about 10 miles away. The Cove fire flared up yesterday. It was listed 10 acres yesterday. Last check, up to 255 acres, no containment. I guarantee that one has grown as well. What can you tell us about winds around the Monroe fire? And then I'll get into the Foresight fire and give folks an update on that one.
Yeah, yesterday, I will say the silver lining, this is definitely something we need to hit on. We received rain on top of the Monroe fire yesterday. And that was confirmed not only by radar, but boots on the ground. Marysville Fire Department confirming that it rained on top of that fire. Did it put it out? Probably not. Did it help firefighters? Significantly.
Anything helps.
Oh, yeah. And so in the way of wind, you get these thunderstorms around there. It could cause erratic winds, and that's what makes it dangerous for the firefighters, right, is you can get these, as we've experienced with thunderstorms along the Wasatch Front. You get these guys popping up. They'll cause wind. They'll switch wind directions. There's eddies within the wind flow. It's really hard to predict when you get downburst winds from thunderstorms. So the hope is we can get some more wetting rains. Nothing too heavy, though, because that would cause flash flooding. So kind of wanting to ride that line between we'd take a moderate rainfall, we'll call it. Nothing heavy, but not too light that it doesn't have an impact.
Actually, I just want to give an update here. The Utah Fire Info just 6 minutes ago posted an update on the Monroe fire. Basically they put out a one sheet. I just want to read some of the details here. I'm reading it with you. So size, the acreage, 8,646 acres. Again, 0% containment. So as of 6 minutes ago, total personnel, 389 people are working on this fire. Let's see. Full suppression fire, emphasis on protecting communities, utilizing tactics, highest probability of success. Yep. Let's see. Firefighters today plan to take advantage of more favorable weather, which you were mentioning here, getting some of that moisture. Structure protection still in Monroe and Manning Meadows. Maggleby area remains the highest priority, but crews are planning to begin construction of containment lines on the fire perimeter. On the western side of the fire, crews will continue assessing road systems and other favorable terrain for an indirect fire line as contingency to catch the fire. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of in the same situation we were yesterday. However, weather is a little more favorable today, so that's good. Yeah. Okay, I want to give an update on the Forsyth fire. Let me pull in. Okay, there's some new video. Let me pull out the audio on that one so we don't hear that. This is a little frustrating, Matt Johnson. Let me read this here. Yesterday, they had an unauthorized drone in the area, and that hindered the firefighting efforts on the Foresight fire. Wildfire areas are a no drone zone, and because a drone was found in the area, all aircraft were grounded until it was confirmed that the drone was gone. Officials are asking the public to visit knowbeforeyoufly.org to verify you can fly drones in an area. The Foresight fire, currently 15,600 acres, but it is 83% contained. So they are making good progress on that fire. Can you give us any sort of take on the weather conditions surrounding that fire?
Yeah, they've kind of gotten skipped out on the thunderstorm activity the last couple of days. It's mainly been to the east of that area. But what we're expecting is for thunderstorms to pop up over the Pine Valley Mountains actually today, and maybe even the next 2 afternoons to follow. So that would be great. That would actually help efforts quite a bit. Granted, some of these storms can produce wind, but with the current measurements of how much water is in the atmosphere to give to these storms today and tomorrow, I do suspect that we'll see some good rainfall with these. And if we can get that going, that would help significantly to form and dig some containment lines. But, the last month, it's just been dry wind, dry thunderstorms. That's why we got the fire started there anyways, right? It was a lightning strike that was smoldering. So, the hope is we can get some rain on that, as showers and storms are in the cards for today.
How does rain impact these areas? We're looking at, these cabins, these homes, the secondary homes that were burned. Flash flood issues for this area if we do get moisture coming down in significant areas?
Yeah. If we get that rain rate up, it'll run, because I believe it was yesterday I was reading up on how hot the fire burned and how much it just burnt off, completely charred that top layer.
That top layer.
Right.
Yeah.
Not even.
It seals it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Seals it off, and sometimes when those plants burn, they actually help provide almost like a laminate on top, almost like a sealant on top is the way the water acts when it hits. Because when you burn those plants and bushes, shrubbery, trees, there's they give off oils, and there's leftovers, byproduct from when you burn it, and when that sits on top of the already charred soil, it becomes even more prone to flash flooding and less able to absorb water.
Man, it breaks my heart to see those homes that were destroyed by that fire. One other update for the eastern part of the state, the Deer Creek fire, now more than 15,000 acres. The fire remains 7% contained. We know it has damaged or destroyed 13 buildings. Excuse me. Crews still continue to work around the clock on fighting that blaze, with some reprieve on Wednesday with increased cloud cover, less intense winds in that area. So that was good. So they are making progress on that fire as well. But again, we wanted to get Matt in here to give folks that warning. We cannot say it enough. Even if there is just the slightest chance that there is a risk that we could have flash flooding in the southern part of our state, it is our duty, our job here at KSL to inform folks that risk is out there, because we have seen fatalities in our state when we have those thunderstorms come down, like I mentioned, miles and miles away and rush into those slot canyons. So when we also have burn scars, there is the potential for that to cause some problems as well. So this is the warning we wanted to put out, not to, I don't want to overhype this. I don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
I'm not crying wolf, but I just want to make sure that we have let folks know there is that potential for those thunderstorms to bring some of that moisture down, and just be prepared just in case there is some of that in the area. Okay. Yep. All right, Matt Johnson, thank you so much for your time, everybody. We'll continue to watch for any updates on these fires. And of course, please join us over on KSL 5 News at noon. We appreciate your time. Okay, we'll see you, everybody.